Good morning, Army. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Heidi Allen here, founder of the Positive People Army. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Tuesday already. The sun is out. It's actually quite lovely out today. It's not even that cold, which is kind of fantastic. So today, what I wanted to talk to everyone about is mistakes. It's kind of one of those, like, some people cringe. It's like making mistakes. It's like failure. It's like any of these conversations are really difficult sometimes for people to have and very understandable. Sometimes, people take them in that when they do a mistake, it's like that thing gets triggered in their brain where it's like, oh my God, I've so screwed up. I've so done something wrong. It's like we beat ourselves up because of a mistake. But I want to tell you something that is so fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Mistakes can be good. These can be good things that are happening in our life. So here's the thing. An MRI study was done and it was published in the Nature Communications Journal. And what these scientists found was that people who have mistakes that come into their life and then they take it as something that they're going to learn from. So if they learn from the mistake, instead of focusing on how bad it is, when they learn from it, it actually resonates in the body as something good. What it does is it activates the reward circuit in our brain. So then our brain tells our body, which makes us feel good, that this is a good thing that has just occurred in our life. Because what's happened is we've taken something like a mistake and we've made it something that's a lesson. And in our brains, that shows up as a reward. This is something good. So there's the key there, everyone. What we need to do is we need to look at all our mistakes as something that are rewards, something that is a lesson, something that we are going to learn from. And how many times do those mistakes come? Do you actually do that? Do you actually all of a sudden realize, okay, I have to learn from this? What do I need to learn from this? Oh my gosh, it just got really super windy out here. Holy macaroni. It is very windy out today. Wow. Okay, so what I want you to tell you is, I want you, how many times in your life, and I want you to really assess things that have happened in your life. How many times has a mistake happened, and then when you've really stepped back and looked at it, you've realized that you've learned something from this. And then what has it done? It set off that amazing reward circuit in our brains and our bodies. Were you supposed to learn patience? Were you supposed to learn to be compassionate with yourself? Were you supposed to learn that, you know what, maybe this isn't the path I was supposed to go down. Maybe there's something else I should be doing. Maybe it's a red flag. Whatever it is, it's this incredible lesson. Holy macaroni, it is like so windy out here. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is, how can we actually do this? How can we, oh my goodness, make these mistakes that happen in our life something that we do learn from? So there's a trick here. There's the 3 R's. You may have heard this before, but maybe you just need a little refresher, because we all need refreshers in life, correct? Okay, so what I need you to do when that mistake happens, the first R is reframe. You need to reframe it, which means you need to shift your perspective. Instead of walking around with those blinders on like this with just one opinion, oh my gosh, I'm in this mistake, it's so awful, it's so terrible, I'm shaming myself, whatever it is, reframe it. Shift your perspective on it. It's like, okay, mistake, here you are. I've just screwed up. I've just made a mistake. What is it that I have to do now to figure out what I'm supposed to learn? What is my lesson here? And the moment that you can honestly figure out exactly what your lesson is, then all of a sudden that reward circuit's gonna go off. So we've got reframe. So the next thing you're gonna have to do here is revise. That's your second R. And revise is, once you've learned that lesson, once you have that lesson, then you need to start looking at yourself, and you need to give yourself permission to now let go of that mistake. You have to let go of it, because once you learn something, you have to let go and move forward, which is then our next R, which is refocus. So then you have to refocus. So once you refocus, so now we've got the refrain, we've learned our lesson, we figured it out, we know exactly what it is, we've revised it, we've given ourselves permission to let go, which is a hard part. Sometimes it's hard to let go of it, but you do have to give yourself permission to let go. And then when you revise, it's like, oh my gosh, now I get to move forward. I get to go down that path of what I've learned. That mistake is now behind me. So mistakes, I need you to really understand, mistakes are not something, one, that we're supposed to beat ourselves up over. They're also not something that we're just supposed to, mistake, let it go. We're supposed to learn from every single one of them. Learn from them. They're all there. The universe is continuously talking to us all the time. And sometimes these mistakes show up as them talking to us. It's that universe talking to us, telling us, step back, have a little perspective here, and then give yourself permission to let it go, and then walk down that amazing path of the journey you're supposed to be on. So today, mistakes are good for us. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.